Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's Rich Wilson. Welcome to Fantasy Baseball Live. It is July 3rd, about 4:15 in the afternoon, and I'm here, as always, with my good buddy, the great Tim McLeod. Tim, how are we doing today?
We are just doing fine up until I saw the most recent update flash across the news wire. Juan Soto exits with an injury. We don't need that, do we?
Nah, apparently he limped off the field and after a rundown. That's what I had read. So,
yeah,
which isn't good.
Well, no, and he was seen flexing his knee.
Yeah,
that's equally not as good. So let's hope for the best for Juan Soto this afternoon. I know he hasn't had a great year, but you don't want an injury. You don't want to lose him from your lineup. Definitely not.
No, but Tim, I mean, he was actually going to be the subject of an upcoming Take 10 with Tim. But I'll ask you now. I mean, this has been a bad season, right? And it was last season started off slow, and he rallied. Let's assume he's healthy. I mean, I guess you can't count him out, but I mean, if you took him with the second, third, fourth pick, you can't be happy with what you got.
Well, no, you're looking at 15 homers, 33 RBIs, 46 runs scored, 5 stolen bases. All that's good until you get to the batting average, 226.
Yeah.
Yeah, time to do some digging. Hey, he doesn't have a lot of support in Washington other than Josh Bell, and Josh Bell is more than likely to be moved at the trading deadline. Mm-hmm. Or he's definitely a candidate.
I'd be shocked if he didn't get moved, Tim.
Yeah, it's, and what does that leave Juan Soto as far as protection? Lane Thomas? I don't think so.
I mean, it's his batting average of balls in play, Timmy. I mean, his strikeout rate is as good as ever. Walk rate is crazy at 19%. Maybe down a little bit, but it's got a 227 batting average of balls in play. I mean, that's it. There's your problem.
Well, yeah, you look at the numbers, and are you surprised that he's walked 13 times more than he's struck out?
No.
In that lineup, I'm surprised it's not greater. They don't have to pitch to him, do they?
Yeah, the only thing I'm looking at with his ground ball rate, it's got a higher than, but he's always had a fairly high ground ball rate, 51, 52% last year, 51% again in 20. 19 was 41%, but his line drive rate is down, so he's hitting more fly balls this year. So maybe he is getting under some pitches a little bit too much, and maybe the timing is not there. Maybe he is reaching for some pitches just to try to make some things happen because nobody's throwing anything. But that's the one definitive thing I'm looking at. His line drive rate has always been 18, 19%, and it's down to 12.7% this year.
Yeah. I guess the only consolation is when you're 23 years old and you already have 113 home runs and 345 RBIs. And you're allowed to have an off season, I think, aren't you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Soft percentile is up as well. I mean, pretty up substantially. So, I mean, he's not hitting the ball as hard and he's popping them up too much. So, which probably he's pressing because nobody's pitching to him. Would be my guess. So
well, and you can't blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to win as bad as the next guy.
I doubt he's washed up at 23.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put money down on that one. That's for sure. It was interesting. A couple no hitters today, broken up in the 7th inning, and both pitchers are now looking at a situation where they're not going to get the win. Morton, I think, went into the 7th with a no-hitter, as did Pablo Lopez. So,
the game's 2-2 tied and 3-3 tied.
Yeah, the Reds came back to take the lead, 3-1. The Braves must have done something in the 9th inning against the vaunted. So, yeah, they did 2 runs in the 9th inning against the vaunted Reds bullpen.
He was trying to close out the game for the Reds.
Well, come on, the incumbent, the one, the only, 540 Sporting. Hunter Strickland.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe your buddy Art Warren can finally get back in there. 83-year-old Art Warren.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until he's healthy enough to get on the field, and I'm going to recommend Alexis Diaz, okay, as soon as he proves he's healthy.
I have him in a bunch of leagues, so I'm hoping you are correct. I'm just looking at Josh Bell, Timmy, going back to look at that. He's hitting 318. He's got an
Yeah,
OPS of 908. He's
yeah, Josh
good.
Bell's. Yeah, he's having a really, really good year. There's no doubt about it. Scored another run, 1 for 2 today. Scored a run. Yeah, Josh Bell's doing everything that was expected of him, and then some.
And
So
he's going to get a big ass contract, and you will know who will not roster him next year. This guy. Two thumbs at this guy, Timmy. I am passing on Josh Bell for next year.
And I'm turning down all your trade offers in dynasty leagues.
That's right. I have him in a 2 or 3 dynasty leagues.
Obviously,
I need to.
yeah.
I need to just because look, I got burned this year. I'm not doing it again, Tim. I'm not going to get burned the same way. I might get burned again. I'm sure I will, but I'm not going to get burned the same way.
Oh, is that thrice bitten, fourth shy, or something?
Exactly, exactly. So
Uh,
yeah, it's fascinating. The Tristan McKenzie looked really strong against the Yankees of all teams.
Yeah, it's they're now in the bottom of the eighth, and the Indians are up 2-0. Nice, very, very nice. I was just looking at the Braves game, and guess who hit one of the home runs off of Strickland in the ninth with 2 out? Michael Harris comes up big again.
Your buddy Michael Harris, very good. Tim and I, Michael Harris, will be talking about him on Tuesday. Tim, he is in the top 100. Tim is the only person who has the top 100 list.
Yes, and I'm not sharing it, so don't ask.
Any thoughts on that? Anybody that surprised you?
I just took a quick glance, and there's a few people I'm not really all that familiar with. So
good.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's definitely some surprises in there. This old guy's got to do some. You're forcing me to do research, Rich.
Yeah, or you can just ask me about them. So,
yeah, I like to be at least semi-knowledgeable, right? Yeah.
After you try to sneak in a sophomore from LSU into my top 100, kind of threw me there, Tim. That was kind of mean.
Well,
it's not even draft eligible yet.
I know he's not even draft eligible, but I am so I just love what this kid is doing. I really do, and not that that I have him rostered in one league. Not that has anything to do with it, but
that league that you can roster anybody, right?
Yeah, I picked him up. I picked him up this spring.
That's kind of okay. Good for you. It's kind of how many guys can you roster like that?
You can roster as many as you want. You can only protect 15.
Oh, okay.
And
interesting.
yes, he is going to be protected heading into next year, obviously. And the nice thing about it is he's basically, if he does succeed, I'll have him for his whole career. So it's worth. No, you can't fill your roster with players of that ilk, but at the same point in time, having one or two, if you do happen to hit and end up with an above-average player, with the increases, salary increases on minor league players only being +3 as compared to +5, you can keep them basically indefinite. So you've got to have one or two of those players on your protected list pretty well at all times.
Tim, I'm going to call it. It's 4:20 in the afternoon on July 3rd. I am officially worried about Tarek Skubal.
As am I.
I will not be starting him. He goes against the White Sox next week. I will not be starting him. He is on my bench until further notice.
I think it's just my gut feeling, but my gut feeling is that he's going to be looking at either a reduced workload coming up or possibly an IL stint. I was really concerned today looking at the strikeouts. Okay, 1 strikeout out of Skubal in 4 2/3.
Yeah,
that's
against the Royals, Tim.
Well, yeah, and we all know Emmanuel Rivera is a stud amongst men, but he hasn't hit a ball, I don't think, in a month and a half. Okay, there's, I don't know if it's a tired arm or what he's dealing with, But right now, I think you pretty well have to sit Tarek Skubal until he rights the ship. And I'm not, looking at it from a long term, and unless there's something wrong with an elbow that we don't know about, or et cetera.
Well, he's already had Tommy John surgery, so it's not impossible that he could have more elbow problems, but. I'm hoping it's a tired arm, Tim. But
that's what I
would have thought they would have told us that.
Well, again, they don't always share the important information with us fantasy folk. We know that. Long term, I still like Tarek Skubal a lot. But right now, for whatever reason, he's in a funk. So, yeah, you got to sit him.
Let's see. I've got his pitch data up. Four-seam fastball, 92.8, 93.8, 93.2. That's not Tarek Skubal-esque, is it?
Usually that's sitting 94.5, somewhere in that range.
Second inning he was 94, 94.7, 95. So, yeah, he picked it up in the second inning a little bit. So he was sitting more 95 in the second inning. So he just maybe wasn't stretched out good. But, yeah, we could take a look at the data and see what it tells us. Sinker's at 1947 revolution, and so the sinker is definitely not moving very much. So I don't know, Tim. It's not good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something. Like I said, he's going to ride the pine in a couple of my leagues until we sort out what's going on.
I think I have him in every league. So all my dynasty leagues I have him. So it's very, very disappointing. Good to see though Eddie Olivares, Timmy, with a home run.
Well, yeah. Not only does he have a home run, he's also 2 for 4 with a bonus RBI in there.
Cool. And Mr. Torkelson, Tim, off the snide with a home run. How about that?
Well, I tell you, they can't get much more goodness than that, can we?
I know. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that makes him now one for the month. But hey, it is only July 3rd, so
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been rough, Tim. It's been really rough for the kid.
Yeah, the Jays are getting smacked around by the Rays pretty good this weekend. Swept a doubleheader yesterday, and today they're laying another beat down on them. What is it, 7-1 now in the top of the 8th?
So how would you characterize Vlad Jr.'s season this year?
How would I characterize Vlad's?
Yeah, give me some adjectives as to how you would characterize it.
Good, but not great.
Yeah, okay.
And you know what? We got the bar set high. He's got 19 homers and 52 RBIs.
Yeah. What's his? I think he's hitting 264. I think his on base percentage is the thing that's really off. So he's
351.
351. That's okay.
But
maybe the bar is just too high for him.
Well, the one thing that is fairly noticeable, and that's something that we can't fault Vlad Jr. for. He's only scored 44 runs, which says to me that I know Gurriel has been hot, but maybe part of the problem is Hernandez, Gurriel, Tapia, Chapman, the guys hitting further down the lineup. They're just not scoring runs.
Yeah, I guess from a fantasy standpoint, he went late first round, early second round. Is that about where he went?
I think he went anywhere from middle to late, probably 6 to 10 in most, I would think, somewhere in that range.
So he's
going to return his value.
We're dead nuts on halfway through the season, Timmy. So he has a chance to hit 40 home runs with 100 RBIs and score 90 runs. So,
and that's a down year.
That's a down year.
The bar is awful high, isn't it?
Yeah, but when you're a first-round draft pick, the bar is awfully high, and there's zero steal. There's no stolen bases, Tim. So does he go? Does he drop to the second half of the second round next year?
No, he'll be off the board in the first 10 picks.